Right now we're looking at finding the inverse of a matrix. And this particular matrix is a 3 by 3 matrix, and this one we can do by hand. However, we're going to show you with this video on how to do it on your calculator. This is going to be with the TI-84 Silver Plus Edition. It'll be pretty similar for the rest of them as well. The Inspire will be a completely different process, but we're going to focus on the TI-84 right now. So with this particular one, we're trying to find the inverse of it. So we take out our calculator here. Here's our calculator. Alright, so with this one here, if you notice right above this x to the negative 1 button, there's a word that says matrix right there, but it's in blue indicating we need to hit the second button. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go second, and then this x to the negative 1 button, which will bring up our matrix menu. And we can have the name, some math, some edit. So I'm going to go over to edit. And you notice, let's go back here just for a second. If we're under names, I'm on the first one here, which is matrix A. Okay, so now we're going to go over to edit, and I want to edit it. So I'm just going to hit enter because I'm in matrix A. Alright, and this one this one is a 3 by 3 matrix, so I'm just going to type in 3, and then I hit enter. And then that's my 3 rows and then 3 columns, and I hit enter. And you notice it pulls up this matrix right here. That's kind of nice for us. We just need to fill in all the information. And okay, so we're just going to fill in each part. I go negative 1. Remember, your negative sign is down here. We're not talking about the subtraction sign, but the negative 1. Then you just hit enter after each turn, and it will automatically jump to the next one. Okay, the next one is 3, enter, 1, enter. Okay, we're done with our first row. I did the first row, now it's on to my second row. And I'm just filling this in. Negative 3, enter, negative 6, enter, 4, enter, and I'm continually filling in the rest of it here. If you need to go a little bit slower, just hit pause on the video, it'll be fine. Negative 6, enter, and 5, enter. So you notice here, this matrix that I've just entered into my calculator looks the same as this matrix right here, which is good because we're trying to find the inverse of this one. Alright, so now let's go in here, let's go back to our main menu. So we've got this one in, and this is our matrix A. Alright, so we're going to go back to our main menu. Here is our main menu. And what we want to do is we want to find the inverse of this one. So again, I'm going to use my matrix menu, which was second matrix. And I want to use A. This is the one that I just created. So then I want to hit, you can either hit number 1 or you can just hit enter, either one. And notice I'm back here, and this is my matrix A, which is what I wanted. And I want to find the inverse. Now the inverse is denoted by that negative 1 in its exponent. Well, if you notice right here, the same button that you've been pushing along to find the matrix, it's x to the negative 1. So I'm just going to hit that button right now, and you'll see how that goes. The inverse of this matrix, matrix A, and this is the inverse of A. Then I'm just going to hit enter, and it will give me my matrix, and here is my new matrix. This is the inverse. 2, 7. Now I can't see this other number over here because it's off my screen, so I can just scroll to the right, and that will show it to me. 2, 7. Keep going just a little bit. Negative 6 is my first row. My second row, I have all of these 0.333333. And then my final row, I've got 2, I've got a 6, and I've got a negative 5. Well, all of these 0.3333, you remember that is your fraction, that's 1/3. So all of these middle rows are going to be a third. This one is a negative 1/3. Okay, so this should be your answer here. 2, 7, negative 6, 1/3, 1/3, negative 1/3, and then 2, 6, negative 5. And I got that just from my calculator. You'll notice that will match up with what we've got here. I'll pull it down just a little bit so maybe we can see it somewhat better there. Okay, and this is on the right hand side, and I can scroll over to the left. All of those will match with what we've got here. Okay, so now let's look at another one. We'll do another one just to kind of make sure we've got the process down. Here's our new matrix. Okay, I'm going to pull this one back into view here, just so we can kind of see what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. Again, I'm going to go to second, this x to the negative 1, which is our matrix, and I want to edit it. And I hit enter. This one's set up as a 3 by 3. You can just keep it there. If not, just hit 3, enter, 3, enter. And that will give you a 3 by 3 matrix. Now I need to fill in all of this information, and after I type in each number, I just hit enter, and it'll automatically jump to the next section here. So I've got a negative 3, enter, negative 1, enter, negative 5, enter, and then it automatically jumps down to row 2. So now I have a negative 5, enter, 4, enter, -2, enter, -3, 0, and -4. Okay, so I have my matrix all set up. Now I can go back to my main menu here, and I want to go, let's clear this out just so it's clear. And I want to find the inverse of this one, so I'm going to go second matrix. I just typed in all my information from matrix A. So that's what I want to use. I just hit enter. That's my A. My inverse button again is right here. This is x to the -1. I just type that, and this gives me the inverse of A. And all I'm going to do is hit enter here. And this one spit it out all as decimals here. So if you wanted to convert this one to a fraction, instead of -1.5, this would be -3/2, and that would be okay too. On the way that I did it on this particular one here, I just kept them all as decimals. Just showing you that sometimes you can do it as fractions, sometimes you can do it as decimals. Either one of them are typically okay, unless I ask for it in a specific format. Then you have to give it to me in decimals. If I ask for it in decimals, ask you to round to the nearest hundredth or something. Or as a fraction if I ask you to give it as a fraction.